gone.
Oh gosh, yeah, and interestingly enough, and we're going to talk about a little of that in the outdoor report, but a lot of these lakes, they filled, they were up, and everybody said, "Oh, we can't get much higher." Well, now you've got debris back in the lake because they're higher than they were. I'm anxious to hear what Philip has to say about the lakes in the Diamond State area.
I was looking at a few river levels right before we came on, and the NOAA water hydrologic prediction service looks like White's going to crest. At Augusta at around 34 or so in a few days, already up to, I think, 32, which is still, it's well above flood stage, not major flood stage yet, but Cache was up. You were telling me you were out on Lake Maumelle recently.
Yeah, it's up.
It's coming up. And
lots of pine needles,
lots of stuff, lots of detritus in the
detritus,
in the
particulates in the water. But it's challenging. You'll run down the lake and looks way down the lake. Is that a duck or is that a little piece of driftwood? And you never know what it's going to be. It might be a little duck. So you just take it easy. If you're out on a lake, you don't need to run wide open. So get out there and have fun. And I know I may even let Philip do a little here on our outdoor report because he's got some great news.
It's time for the Trader Bill's Outdoors Fishing Report. With locations in Hot Springs and Little Rock, Trader Bill's is your one stop for all things outdoors.
And we go to the Edwards Food Giant Hotline and welcome in our buddy, our pal, our man in the know, Philip Kastner. Philip, what's going on, man?
Yeah, well, lake levels in Arkansas. That's kind of sort of what you've been talking about, guys. That's the elephant in the room.
No doubt.
No, I think Lake DeGray's lake level is broke because it says it's only up, a little bit. Something ain't right there. Washita up 2 feet. Greason up 3 feet from where it was, a couple days ago. You got Bull Shoals.
Yep.
Bull Shoals is at 30.5 feet above full pool, which, by the way, is 8 feet above where it was just 5 days ago.
Right, last week when we talked.
Goodness gracious.
Now, ridiculous.
And
I mean, it's in the ionosphere.
Well, tell me about Hamilton, though. What about Hamilton?
The high school state tournament is on Bull Shoals this coming weekend.
That's right.
Hamilton, they're going to keep it at full pool. Catherine, obviously, is the same thing in the same pool. The other thing is the All-American is on Hamilton this coming weekend. So they got to pre-fish yesterday and today. Tomorrow the lake is off limits. Lake Hamilton is off limits. The tournament is this coming Thursday and Friday, and then the championship top 10 fishes coming Saturday. Hamilton has been and will be at a constant level, which is different from every single pond in the state
right.
that you can talk about.
And I asked you last week or week before, you had any favorites? You had any idea who might be kind of tuned in a little bit on the on Hamilton?
Well, there's not one single person that has a clue, obviously, because of the weather that's been coming through.
Right.
They're going to let water through, so everybody that's on the top end of the pond that's been fishing any kind of current is going to be in a different pool that there is in the bottom pool. Lake Hamilton has had several championships. First was the Governor's Cup.
Right.
The Trader Bill's High School.
Commissioner's
we also
Cup,
had Trader Bill's Team Trail. There's been 3 weekends of championships back after back after back.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, here comes the All-American. And I really do think that after the last 3 or 4 weeks, everybody has learned the same thing, that you're going to have to find whatever fish you're going to find in and around brush.
And we've talked about that for the last couple of weeks, how they've been won. We've had the winners on. We had Cole Pennington on the show talking about how he won the tournament. The thing that I think you're going to find is a lot of this stuff sounds like it's going to be offshore. Probably have forward-facing sonar involved. Of course, the good part is if it stays cloudy and rainy, that'll take some of your pleasure boaters and your wave runners off the lake.
Yeah, it will the first half of the day, and that's exactly when they're out here fishing. You know, right. I mean, the is from lunch on, and the All-American being on Thursday and Friday, you're going to miss a ton of boat traffic. Right. It's all about topwater fishing the first half of the day. Beyond that, you're right. You're scoping brush piles, guys, and that's where we're at. You're going to scope a pile on the right and left, try to find exactly where the big one is, and go from there.
Well, Philip, good stuff as always.
Thanks, Philip.
If there's a silver lining with all these rain clouds, Philip's talked about it before, should be good recruitment for all of our sport fish this year.
No doubt.
Philip, thank you so much, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
That is Philip Castor from Trader Bill's Outdoors. More Wild Side right after this break. Stick around. It's time to hit the lakes and rivers, but before you back that boat into the water, stop by Battery Outfitters in North Little Rock, because the boat ramp is a bad place to discover a dead battery. Jacob Johns and the crew will take care of you like family and make sure you're charged up and ready to roll before you make the first cast. Bad batteries take your fish finder out of the equation, and you can't stay on the fish if your trolling motor won't turn. So take charge of your fishing fortunes with a trip to Battery Outfitters, 5915 JFK Boulevard.
I'm Mark Hedrick from the Wild Side. Let me tell you about Tammy Chase Insurance. Tammy Chase is a wealth of knowledge as she guides her clients through the sometimes confusing world of health insurance and Medicare coverage. I know, because she's helped me understand my options and find the perfect fit for me. She'll do the same for you, because every client benefits from her expertise and local market knowledge. Give her a call at 501-658-5127. Tammy Chase Insurance. She puts the I care in Medicare solutions.
I'm Trey Reid from the Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz, and when I'm looking for a great home-cooked lunch on the fly, my go-to spot is the deli at my neighborhood Edwards Food Giant. There's always a great selection of delicious meats and vegetables, fresh from the kitchen and served with a smile by the friendly folks behind the deli counter. You'll get heaping portions with cornbread or a dinner roll and a drink to wash it down, all for under $9. For home cooking without the hassle of washing dishes, go see our friends at Edwards Food Giant.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
It's summertime, y'all, which means it's the best time of the year to be outdoors. For me, every day, that 10:30 a.m. run that I take on the Arkansas River Trail, that's what it's all about. Get done producing Morning Mayhem at 10, get home, hit the trail. It's great to be outside. It's great to be active. What can put a halt to your summer fun? It's joint pain. Hey, everybody, it's Josh Neighbors for QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics has helped tens of thousands of people achieve lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. Regenerative medicine emulsion used to be seen as an alternative, but now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics, they are the nation's leader. They have potent and powerful cellular-level treatments that help revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain, they're going right after it. So say goodbye to that chronic pain that's keeping you from enjoying the summer sun and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Welcome back to the Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz. The Wild Side Outdoor Report is brought to you by West Rock Landing, your gateway to fishing and fun on Lake Maumelle.
Well, Trey, we've been, since Lake's been down on Maumelle, we've been running the tournaments on Tuesday night. The West Rock Landing at Lake Maumelle Tuesday night tournament's been running 6 to 9. They're usually 6 to 10. They did go back tonight, starting 6, going till 10 again, because the lake is coming up, and it's not,
Good news for the anglers, bad news for Mark, who will do the weigh-in an hour later.
Bad news for Mark and Chelsea, because we've been getting an extra, Chelsea can go home and get an extra hour's sleep, so can I. But last week, Cody Bryant, Brad LeCue won with 12.96 and a 4.12 big bass. I will tell you, and then Gary Bryant and Matt Bryant had 10.53 for second. Matt Hedrick and Brandon Crane were third at 9.31. I will tell you, the first couple of weeks, the fish were healthy and had big old bellies on them. And this last week, you can tell they've spawned. And tonight, I'm going to be real anxious to see.
Those fish look like they're on Wegovy or Ozempic.
Yeah, look like they had some Ozempic. And, I don't know if you know this, but fish that take Wegovy school up together. They all hang out. And you know what? They do it on TV, so the fish got to hang out together. I mean, they're all down there. So if you catch a thin fish, there may be another next to it. So anyway,
you've raised Damon's ire.
Yeah,
he's reaching for
of
the
all
microphone.
times, not to have a buzzer.
Yeah, no doubt. And wire-to-wire winner this last week on the NPFL on Douglas Lake, Scott Canterbury won it, bringing in a total of 50 pounds 9 ounces, sealing the deal with a 19-pound bag on Showdown Saturday. So that's a nice deal for Scott Canterbury. He met Scott years ago in Memphis, picking up a boat over there. He was over in Memphis, and my son actually bought his boat, so we got to meet him. Great guy. It was kind of fun to watch him go wire to wire. But what's really cool is there's no live scope in MPFL.
Speaking of that, I have one of my keepers tonight is related to live scope.
Nice.
I think you're going to appreciate this.
Well, I listen. I have mixed feelings. I have live scope.
I get it, man.
I have live
Look,
scope. It's the most frustrating piece of equipment I've ever
We can have
used.
conflicting ideas in our heads sometimes.
Yes.
you know?
Yes. And then last thing, Lake Maumelle is coming up. It's about 3.5 to 4 feet below pool right now. And like I said, the TNTs have gone 6 to 10, so that's going to be fun.
I'm surprised that it's not closer to full pool already.
I am too.
This has been a wet spring, man.
I think we've had like 8 or 9 inches in the last week or so.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't here, but I was, keeping track, and
I think it's coming up.
I landed Saturday morning at 10:30, and at 11. Like, whenever my wife said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to go get a David's burger. I really want a cheeseburger."
Yeah.
And
did you hear that, David's?
Yeah, David Mumpus. We do have we have a studio sponsorship.
Yeah. For the
Bubba's
family.
Anyway, she rolled the window down and water was coming in sideways from the rain. I was like, I'm glad I landed before that happened, but it's just unbelievable. It's been a wet spring,
man. You can't mow your yard. You can't weed eat anything, and things. I mean, I've got weeds in my backyard. It looks like small furs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Well, let's talk a little. You've been in Florida. You took your Florida trip.
Yeah.
It's a precursor to your Mexico trip, which will be in July.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about these tarpon.
Something I've never done before.
3 world record fish were caught in the area where you were.
The 3 largest
What's
tarpon.
it called again?
Homosassa, Florida.
Homosassa,
Homosassa. I know a lot. We got a lot of bass anglers that listen to this show. There was a book about 20 years ago that came out called Sow Belly, which is kind of about looked at 3 or 4 different people that were chasing the world record bass back then. Well, this guy who wrote that, Monty Burke, he lives in New York now. He's a writer for Forbes and on the masthead of some other magazines. He wrote a book about 3 years ago called Lords of the Fly, written in a very similar style to Sow Belly, but it was about the quest for the world record tarpon. Well, essentially, look, people fish for tarpon all over the Caribbean, Central America, the Keys. But Homosassa is like kind of that is the thick of the book. It's about like the exploits of these anglers there because it's where the big tarpon are.
Right.
Tarpon are migratory. It's just like waterfowl. They're related to things folks in Arkansas. They move, and they go and they stop in certain places.
I've seen
here
people
today,
catch them off the pier
here today,
in
gone
Alabama.
tomorrow. Yeah, but it's only certain times of the year.
Certain times
It's
of the year.
typically on like 30A area, the panhandle of Florida. It's summertime when folks are vacationing down there. But May and June are the big months in Homosassa. Yeah, the 3 largest tarpon in the fly fishing section, which is tippet, the 12-pound tippet record, probably the greatest tarpon catch of all time. 194 pounds 8 ounces caught in 2010 by a guy named Tom Evans, who also holds the 16-pound tippet record of 190 pounds 9 ounces from May of 2003.
This guy, all he does is fish for records.
Yeah, Mark, he was there. He's 83 or 84 years old now. He's been going there every year for about 40 years.
Wow.
And he chases records. The biggest one, 202 pounds 8 ounces, caught in 01. It was a 20-pound tippet record. But yeah, it's pretty remarkable. So yeah, Tom Evans was out there chasing the 8-pound record while I was there. I asked my guide. I said, I hear Tom Evans still comes down. He goes, yeah, he's out here right now. He goes, you hear that guy coughing when we were working that group? He goes, that was Tom. He's like 100 yards from me on the flat. Yeah, so I jumped one. I think I talked about that on the radio. Dr. Bill Wright from here caught one. Actually landed it, leadered it about 100 pounds, I think the day after I called in from down there. Great successful trip. That was the extent of the fish catching, but really cool to fish in that historical tarpon fishery.
No doubt. Sounds like you had fun.
It was a lot of fun, and so many stories. Maybe one of these days we'll get into some of the.
I've got a couple of pictures you sent me. I need to put on our Facebook page.
Cool. Hey, we got to take a break. We'll be back with more Wild Side right after this. Stick around.
Trader Bill's Outdoors is a one-stop shop for all your fishing and boating needs. They carry Vexus bass boats, Godfrey pontoons, and Taiga surf, wake, and ski boats. Their marine department also features parts and accessories from most boat manufacturers. And if something goes wrong with your boat, their service department is ready to get you back in the game with quality repairs and friendly service. Trader Bill's Outdoors, 1530 Albert Pike in Hot Springs and 12006 I-30 Frontage Road in Little Rock, where great fishing and boating began.
All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros has been serving the community for more than 15 years. Locally owned and operated, we offer a wide range of name brand tires, wheels, and automotive service you can trust, so your dollars stay in our community. All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros, where customers are treated like family, service like your daddy used to get. Visit in store at one of our 2 locations or shop for tires and service online at allabouttireandbrake.com.
Hey folks, Mark Hedrick here to tell you about Battery Outfitters in North Little Rock. They're here to serve your battery needs, from cell phones to hearing aids to power tools. And when it comes to service, Battery Outfitters is second to none. Got a problem with your truck or your boat battery? Just pull in at 5915 JFK Boulevard and the Battery Outfitters crew will handle the rest. And don't forget to ask about Key Fob Friday and watch Battery Saturday. You'll be glad you did. Battery Outfitters, 501-537-4990 for all your battery needs.
Spring is here, and so are soggy wands and muddy paw prints. Acadi's Touch Landscaping specializes in transforming outdoor spaces with refined solutions, drainage systems, retaining walls, and flower beds designed with ease of care in mind. Plus custom decks, fencing, and synthetic turf design to help clean up your kids' play areas and pet runs. Customize your space to enjoy year-round. Call Acadi's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Let Acadi's Touch turn your dirt into dreams.
This is Pat Bradley, and you've heard it before on The Buzz, how Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union is helping members step into the future with their summer auto loan special. Ultra low rates as low as 1.99%, 84 months financing, and no payments for 90 days. Offer valid on new, used, or refinanced 23, 24, and 25 models. Deals like this don't last forever. Apply online at alcoacommunityfcu.org and drive into the future with Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, serving 15 counties across central Arkansas.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRUNK for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRUNK for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRUNK.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Millar golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to the Wild Side. Trey Reid and Mark Hedrick with you on a kind of drizzly, gray, not really raining anymore, but that's okay. We've had plenty of rain. Maybe it won't be raining this weekend. I felt bad for the boaters on all of our area lakes. Memorial Day weekend was just the drag when it came to weather. If you're into boating and fishing and the things that a lot of our listeners are into, I'll tell you what, if you're into those things, you probably want to pay attention for the next few minutes. We're going to go to the Edwards Food Giant hotline now and welcome in, all the way from the town of Greer's Ferry. It is Mayor Daryl Birdsong. How you doing, Daryl? What's going on, man?
Hey, I'm great. Y'all get me excited on all this fishing y'all are talking about.
Well, it's got us fired up too.
we just can't help ourselves, Daryl. We get excited about fishing. We get excited about the great outdoors in Arkansas, and we're excited to hear a little bit more about Lake Fest.
Yes, sir.
What's going on in your community this weekend?
This right here is going to be the 4th annual Lake Fest. This is what we will be having, and it'll start out on Thursday afternoon, May the 29th. We're going to have the Veterans Appreciation. It's going to start out at 6 p.m. will be kind of the kickoff of the celebration. We'll have a band playing Son of Pitches. And then also the Greer's Ferry Fire Department will be doing all the barbecue.
Ooh.
And it will be a great
deal.
Man. Yeah, firemen can cook.
I see him at Edwards Food Giant like about weekly, stocking up for the station.
Yep.
They always cook well. That's exciting in and of itself, Daryl. Well,
you bet.
Then you got some. What else you got going on?
Okay, on Friday, May the 30th, we're going to have the Vendors Village will be set up. We'll have 60-plus vendors selling a variety of everything. We'll be set up at City Park. This is all at 30 O'Brien Drive right here, Greer's Ferry City Park. We'll have 10 food vendors set up. That'll all start at noontime. And I mean, every kind of food you can imagine will be available. We don't have two of the same. All 10 have something different. So it's going to be great, great food. It always is. And then, like I say, we're going to have things for the kids, play all kind of stuff for the kids. But at 4 p.m. is when the music and stuff starts that evening. On Friday evening, we're going to have Whiskey Bent Rebels at 4, 5:30, Isabella Love. Then at 7, Cliff and Susan, they'll play. And then at 8:30, Sophie and the New Relics. They're a band that's doing great. Last year they was here. Sawyer Brown was here last year. They kind of took Sophie and the New Relics under their wing, and they've been to the Grand Ole Opry and everything else. They're a great band. Cliff and Susan, all these bands are really, really great.
And then Saturday, of course, we start the catfish cooking, right?
Yeah, Saturday, May the 31st. It's going to start out with a 5K run that morning for the kids. It'll be a 1 mile for the kids, a 5K for the adults. The 7:30 is when the 1K for the kids start, or the 1 mile for the kids start. 8 o'clock, the 5K for the adults, and then it'll be followed by the word presentation. Then the gates open at 8 a.m. for the vendors, for everybody to come in for that. And it's going to be the second annual Catfish and Hush Puppy Cook-Off. It was really neat. Well, I mean, we have a great turnout. I think there also, if people would like to join in and be a part of this, I think there's still maybe a couple spots left.
Nice.
But they can set up at 9 a.m. At 10, they can prep and cook. And noon to 12:15 is when they turn everything in for the judge, and they're competing for a $500 cash prize. That's what they're doing there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you got it ready to roll.
Yeah, it's a great time, I promise you. And then the Kids Fest is bigger and better this year. We got at 10:30, we got a karate show. 11:15, we got painting and canvas and all kind of things like that. 12:30 to 2:30, a fairy garden and a guest fairy princess meet and greet. And 1 to 2:30 is the Balloon Man and a magic show. And 4:30 to 6 is Big Papa Bubble Show, and that's a big deal. And then the music
That's what they
starts.
used to call Trey in college.
That's my stage name back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, man, I tell you what, it might be y'all. You know what I'm saying? We don't know yet.
Daryl, look, I wear a wrestling mask. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, God, no, man, I tell you what, we had the ring set up for you guys.
Oh,
hey,
Lord.
dude, the music starts playing at 4 p.m. Drasco comes on stage at 4 p.m. 5:30 Whiskey Halo.
I had one of those ones too.
Yeah.
I thought it was more of a whiskey glow you had, Trey.
I mean, it's pretty close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Man, this is going to sound like it's going to be a blast.
Oh gosh, it is. It's a great time. And then at 7:30, Brian White comes on, and then the headliner for the night at 8:30 is the Bellamy Brothers.
Oh wow,
nice.
Yeah, great. It's going to be a great time, guys. I mean, everybody's welcome anytime. And this is the great thing about it. Most time you go and cost your arm and leg to get in. This is $30 parking. It don't matter if they're one person or 5 people in the vehicle.
Right.
Anytime from 12 and after, it's $30. You don't have to pay a gate fee to get into the show.
Right.
You just pay parking, and it's like I say, you're in for the whole night. Vendors, whatever you want to do, it's $30.
Well,
you can't beat it.
And it sounds to me like it's set up as a family type.
It is.
event.
It is. It's a great atmosphere. We would like to say there's plenty of security. Everything's. It's going to be a great time. Last year we had with Sawyer Brown, we had about 7,500 is what they estimated the attendance at, and it's probably one of the biggest events in this area. Oh, I know it is in this area.
That's great.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a big time. Mayor Daryl Birdsong from Greer's Ferry, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us and tell us about this. And y'all have a big time, man. And,
and anytime you got any news from that area, something you want to share, you can always call us.
Man, that's great. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Daryl. That is Mayor Daryl Birdsong from Greer's Ferry on the Edwards Food Giant
That
Hotline
sounds like
talking about
fun.
Lake Fest. Yeah, they got They got some good acts, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the Bellamy brothers, I mean, you know, they've been around a while.
No joke, man. Well, let's do a little trivia here.
Let's do
I think
it.
we got time to get it in.
All
we
right.
may have to carry over to the next segment. Where is it? There it is.
It's time for this week's Tammy Chase Insurance Outdoor Trivia Question. You may not know the answer to this week's trivia question, but Tammy Chase has the answers for all your health insurance and Medicare needs. Tammy Chase Insurance. She puts the I care in Medicare solutions.
All right, Mark. This trivia question is also a little bit of a reminder. June 1st, so before we come on again next week, is the deadline to apply for one of the public land elk hunting permits in Arkansas. We'll be drawing those at the Buffalo River Elk Festival, June 28th. The festival is the 27th and 28th. But here's your trivia question. We're playing for a $10 gift card to Sonic from our friends at Tammy Chase Insurance. How many public land elk tags will be awarded this year on June 28th? I will be reading the names on the card. That is too big of a responsibility for a man like myself, Mark.
It's way above your pay grade.
Way above my pay grade, and I don't want people throwing tomatoes at me.
No doubt.
No rotten tomatoes. So we have the Miss Buffalo River Elk Festival pageant ladies and girls, because some of them are little girls.
Yeah.
We have them draw. And so that way there's no impropriety on.
Right.
Nobody says
anything bad.
I'm not palming a card in my hand that says, Mark Hedrick from Little Rock.
I didn't even put in for it. That's great.
All right. 661-1037. If you can tell me, their phones are already ringing.
Man.
If you can tell me how many public land elk permits will be awarded, there are a certain number that we will pull from the online permits that are put in. And then 3, I'll give you that hint, 3 will be you must be present to win, and you have to apply on site at the Elk Festival on June 27th and 28th.
But that counts in with that.
We're at all of those together. How many public land elk permits will the Game and Fish give away?
Man, look at the phone
this
lines.
year?
Bam.
They are. Let's.
Somebody's really quick at Googling.
Honestly, Mark, I had to Google it. I knew, but I had to Google. When I came up with a question, I was like, well, I need to remind folks tonight that it's the deadline ends at 11:59 p.m. June 1st, and I'm like, let's turn that into a trivia question.
Well, here we go. We got
All
somebody.
right. We got. Let's talk to. Hey, Jim, do you know the answer to the question?
I'm saying 30.
Oh, a little bit off. It's been close to that in the past. Good guess, though. Thanks Jim.
Thanks.
Appreciate you listening. Let's
That
go.
was a good guess. I was up there at 28. I guess 28
Let's go
was
to
wrong.
Reggie Mark. Reggie Mark, do you know how many public land elk permits are going to be awarded this year?
18.
Bingo!
Dude,
Good job,
way to go.
Reggie. Hey, we got to hit a break, buddy. I'm going to
hold
put
on.
you on the hold. Damon will get your info, and we'll get you that gift
Way to
card.
go, Reggie.
Well done, sir. And congratulations. Thanks for listening, buddy.
$10 gift card to Sonic from Tammy
man,
Chase
I only took
Insurance.
2. That's pretty good, Reggie Mark.
Yeah. And I want to tell you, 30 was closer to what I thought.
You did. You guessed 29.
Yeah,
hey,
28,
we got to take a break of 4 minutes. Right back after this.
Spring and summer may be behind us, but that doesn't mean there's not a good reason to get out to Lake Maumelle to enjoy a day on the water. Trey Reid here from the Wild Side to tell you about West Rock Landing. Our friends at West Rock have everything you need to enjoy a day on the lake. Whether you're fishing for bass or crappie, or just taking in the amazing views of the Ouachita Mountains, West Rock offers bait, tackle, boat rentals, and so much more. Check them out at westrocklanding.com or go see them just a few miles west of Little Rock on Highway 10. West Rock Landing, your gateway to Lake Maumelle. Navigating the world of health insurance coverage can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why Tammy Chase Insurance is here to help. Medicare coverage, health insurance, indemnity, life, dental, and vision. Tammy Chase and her team have the expertise and resources to help you figure out the plans and coverages that are right for you. Check them out on the web at TammyChaseInsurance.com or stop by in person at 8414 Counts Massey Road in North Little Rock. Tammy Chase puts the I care in Medicare solutions.
I'm Mark Hedrick from the Wild Side here on 103.7 The Buzz. You probably already know Edwards Food Giant as the meat people. And when I'm looking to throw a steak on the grill, my first stop is the incredible meat counter at Edwards Food Giant. Ribeyes, fillets, strips, T-bones, and porterhouses. Whatever your favorite cut, you'll find the best selection of certified Angus beef at Edwards Food Giant. Their prices are great, with weekly specials that will make your next steak dinner as affordable as it is tasty. Go see them today. Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can. Only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
On Friday, April 11th of this year, I finished my first year driving a GV70 from Genesis of Conway. So, what's the big deal? It's this. It's the Craig O'Neill Anniversary Sale at Genesis of Conway. To celebrate 1 year of driving the 2024 GV70, you're invited to come in and learn how you can get a 2025 for as low as $497 a month. Yes, $497 a month. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Washita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Washita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Washita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
I'm a real wild one. Wild one. Wild one. Wild one. It's time for this week's Keepers and Calls, presented by Battery Outfitters. Sometimes you keep them, sometimes you throw them back. But when it comes to your battery needs, the service and selection at Battery Outfitters are always keepers.
Cammie, did you draw that? I'm impressed with your drawing skills.
She's an artiste.
I can see that.
Artiste.
I can see
enjoys
that.
drawing.
If you just joined us, we got Cammie, Mark's granddaughter,
Right.
just kind of hanging out in the studio with us.
Right.
She's drawing right now.
Congratulations, Reggie Marks, on a $10.
That was good, man.
Card. Yeah,
that was
really
good. Good answer. All right, so let's do some keepers and calls. I want to kick it off, Mark, because I think I've got one that you're
I'm
gonna
excited about
love
already.
this. You're gonna love this. All right, we talk a lot about forward-facing sonar and the debates over it, and should tournaments allow it? Should they not? Is it hurting the fish populations? Is it not? Whatever. Well, Mark, have I found a place for you? Are you fed up with high-tech fishing? Well, there is a lake in central Minnesota. Not only can you not use boat motors, no electronics.
Really?
Yes.
No trolling motors, no
That's
Garmin,
right. At
no
a time
nothing.
when anglers are debating if advanced underwater sonar is wrecking the sanctity of fishing, wetting a line on Annie Battle Lake is becoming more of a throwback than ever. It's located inside Glendalough State Park, which I found takes its name from a Scottish loch, in Ottertail County, Minnesota. So 334-acre lake, Mark. Not only are motors prohibited, and that includes trolling motors. No electric motors or gas-powered motors, but no electronics. Started out as a ban on Aquaview. That shows you. But now, no sonar of any type. The lake opened to the public in '97, and it was initially owned by the Cowles Media Company, which at the time owned the Star Tribune newspaper in Minneapolis. They donated the property to the Nature Conservancy for the purpose of creating the Glendalough State Park. And so what happened was it had a lot of big fish because it's been under private ownership and very limited fishing pressure. So as soon as it opened publicly, everybody stormed their way there. The fishing crashed, the populations crashed, and so they're like, well, let's just make it a no motor lake, no electronic or no aquaview lake. And then like the fishing rebounded and they said, well, let's just keep it there.
Well, you know,
so
I've
it's
seen,
kind of a neat throwback, I thought.
I've seen aquaview at work. You know, I've seen it on a couple of lakes. You know, we think we have clear lakes in Arkansas, but you know, aquaview up on a Minnesota lake, it's got to be like looking in a glass of water. You know, here you drop it down 20 feet. Like I saw it in use once at Lake Maumelle, and at 22 feet, you better be a foot from the fish to 2 feet because you just aren't going to see anything. I mean, Now, forward-facing sonars change that a lot because it picks them up in structure and everything else. But like I've said, it's a tool. I think if you're, you know, if you're BFL, or, you know, or MLF, I should say, or BASS, or NPFL, you know, if you can do it any way you want. It's your circuit, and people will gravitate toward that circuit.
I think that's really cool, and obviously this was something that existed before forward-facing sonar became all the you know the latest technology that so many are adopting. But I'd like to see maybe some lakes in our part of the country maybe designated like no electronics on this lake.
Right. Well, I think there are some in Arkansas. I wonder
motor-wise, but I'm talking about
no electronics.
You can't
use motors. You know, I've seen folks that are taking their kayak to. I can't remember. Maybe it's the one up at Pettigene. You may not be allowed to use motors. But I see people saying I'm going here and going there, and they're just taking a canoe.
You know, Lake Dixon in San Diego, where a lot of people we were talking about record chasing earlier, and that cabal of guys in California that were chasing the world record back 20 years or so ago. Dixon, you couldn't use anything but an electric motor on it. Anyway,
a lot of these lakes are small. You know, they're less than 1,000 acres. Some of them, so you can paddle around. And you know, you got lakes like that in Arkansas. You've got Atkins. That's probably 1,100 acres, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
Poinsett
that just reopened after renovations, like
Brewer,
600-700 acres.
Brewer, Swepco, all those are smaller lakes.
I think. Look, I'm not advocating this as an official Arkansas Game and Fish Commission position, certainly, because I'm not representing the AGFC here during this hour. But
it would be
personally, I think that would be a pretty cool, interesting thing to do.
Do y'all use anything when you're out there deep sea fishing? Is there?
Well, it's not deep sea. Number one.
Not deep sea,
I mean, we're never in over about 4 feet of water.
Yeah, I'm just saying on those flats. Would that do any good at all?
No, you're all your best electronics are your eyes.
Right,
yeah.
eyes and the birds.
Yeah, and really not so much. I mean, birds sometimes if it's a big school of jacks or something. But I will say there is a little controversy on the flats in Homosassa and some of the other places in the Keys and Everglades or whatever. But particularly at Homosassa and the book I was talking about, Lords of the Fly, delves into this. But the guys, they use trolling motors. Some of them mounted on the back, you know, and so they can back away from fish a little bit better.
Push poles, though.
But mostly it's push poles. But they'll use trolling motors to like get in position, or like you see fish a couple hundred yards away. But they're very cautious. They turn them off and either use the poles or use them dialed down really low or sparingly when there's actually some fish on the flat. Because again, I mean, trolling motors are quiet, but they still do. They can spook fish. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I've got one keeper here. That I thought was kind of cool. Griffin Ralph, who we've had Griffin on the show before. He fishes in the Trader Bill's team trail, and he won the Terry Hudgens Memorial Scholarship with the highest points total in the Trader Bill High School Trail out of all the seniors for the 24-25 season. So he'll be attending Montevallo University, and he'll be competing on the Montevallo fishing team. So
awesome.
Congratulations to Griffin Ralph. I know he's excited about that, and we are too. He's a great guy.
All right, before we run out of time, Mark, I got one call for you here. So this is a good one. You know, shed hunting is immensely popular here in Arkansas and elsewhere. But a story out of Billings, Montana from the Associated Press. These guys maybe went a little too far shed
I saw
hunting.
that.
3 Montana Army National Guard members are facing trespassing charges after authorities say they landed a Black Hawk helicopter in a mountain pasture on a private ranch to take some elk antlers before
And
flying away.
those things aren't cheap, dude. I mean,
oh, they were saying like they can be worth up to $300 or $400 for a nice set of sheds.
so can you see a Black Hawk sitting down?
Oh my God! What are you doing if you're this rancher and you're like,
Yeah. I mean, what do you do?
And a Black Hawk sits down. I mean, look. First off, calling the cops for trespassing ain't the first thing that's coming into my mind.
I'm bunkering up.
Yeah,
I'm bunkering up first thing. But then they hop out and they start running around the ground. You know, they get on with a bunch of sheds.
They got 2 sets of sheds or 2 sheds, and then they got a whole set of antlers that was like obviously the animal died.
Yeah,
had still attached to the skull, like almost a European.
They had
mount.
some splaining to do.
Woo, they did have some splaining to do. Now, they are still, as one of them's lawyer noted, innocent until proven guilty, but they're the adjutant general, National Guard adjutant general for the Montana said he was that was being investigated, and if there would be adverse and/or administrative action taken if the allegations are determined to be true, because, quote, misuse of military equipment erodes the trust we strive to uphold with the people of Montana, end quote.
Wow.
Anyway, we got to take one more break. Stick around. More Wild Side coming up.
Trader Bill's Outdoors has the largest fishing tackle selection in the region, including the newest lures and the newest colors, as well as a wide selection of locally made lures that are proven winners on Arkansas lakes and streams. They also carry top-of-the-line rods and reels by the industry's leading companies, and they employ local anglers who are always prepared to answer your questions and set you on the path to success. Trader Bill's Outdoors, 1530 Albert Pike in Hot Springs and 12006 I-30 Frontage Road in Little Rock.
All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros has been serving the community for more than 15 years. Locally owned and operated, we offer a wide range of name brand tires, wheels, and automotive service you can trust, so your dollars stay in our community. All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros, where customers are treated like family, service like your daddy used to get. Visit in-store at one of our 2 locations or shop for tires and service online at allabouttireandbrake.com.
Mark Hedrick here from the Wild Side to tell you about our friends at West Rock Landing on Lake Maumelle. I've been fishing Maumelle for decades, and even though I've learned a few things about catching fish on the lake through the years, I've also learned that it all starts at West Rock Landing. If you're looking for a place to hold your next bass tournament, our friends at West Rock are ready to help you take care of the details. Their covered deck is perfect for weigh-ins. They can also set you up with a boat rental for a day of fishing or a day of just enjoying the views and the area's wildlife. Go see them today. West Rock Landing, your gateway to Lake Maumelle.
It's summertime, y'all, which means it's the best time of the year to be outdoors. For me, every day, that 10:30 a.m. run that I take on the Arkansas River Trail, that's what it's all about. Get done producing Morning Mayhem at 10, get home, hit the trail. It's great to be outside. It's great to be active. What can put a halt to your summer fun? It's joint pain. Hey, everybody, it's Josh Neighbors for QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics has helped tens of thousands of people achieve lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. Regenerative medicine used to be seen as an alternative, but now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics, they are the nation's leader. They have potent and powerful cellular level treatments that help revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain, they're going right after it. So say goodbye to that chronic pain that's keeping you from enjoying the summer sun and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
Join the zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Big things are going on at the Big
Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram on Alcoa Road in Benton.
How big are we talking here?
How about employee pricing plus?
Plus what?
Plus sales tax paid.
My sales tax too?
We've got the inventory. We've got the deals. You pay what we pay. Plus, get your sales tax paid at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, Alcoa Road at I-30 in Benton.
This is Justin Acree with some exciting news. UAMS Ortho Now is now open at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. If you have an orthopedic injury, sports, work, or anything else, walk in and get the best in orthopedic care. No appointment needed. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. For more information, call 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674.
Welcome back to the Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz. It's the All About Tire and Brake tip of the week. All about tire and brake, because you deserve hassle-free service.
Oh, man, Mark, there's a lot going on. We got Lake Fest, but if you can't make it to Lake Fest, we had Mayor Darrell Birdsong from the mayor of Greers Ferry on the Edward Food Giant hotline earlier. If you can't make it to Lake Fest, there's a lot going on. I mentioned the finals of the youth shooting sports state tournament, juniors on Friday, seniors on Saturday. But a big event, switching gears a little bit from the fishing and the shooting to duck hunting and duck calling specifically, going on down in Stuttgart.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned
It is the RNT Callapalooza.
Yep.
And that's going down actually Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A lot of events. Wanted to throw that out there and let folks know that was going on as well.
They gonna have you cooking down there?
They are gonna, actually on this is one of the highlights because you're gonna love this thing.
Right.
Will Hafner from Arkansas Game and Fish is gonna
yeah.
be doing some cooking seminars. He's doing them every 2 hours. I think it's like 11, 1, and 3 on Thursday. I could be off. Go to rntcalls.com for a full list of all the events. But yeah, Will's cooking one of it's called something sloppy doughs.
Oh. Yeah, I'm out. Well,
obviously it is a venison version of either sloppy Joe or like a cheesesteak, basically.
Yeah.
I think.
He'll cook up a nutri on you.
He will. Yeah, he has made beaver tacos before.
Yeah. What did he do? What did he do at your little get together?
At the one that you came out to, the staff, I forgot what he did. For that. I want to say it was that was bass, maybe. Or something.
He's a heck of a cook. He's a heck of a cook.
He is. So yeah, that's going on Thursday. They got all kinds of events. There's like a special VIP deal that's like pretty pricey ticket on Friday night, but you get more than that worth of like swag, like a limited edition duck call. It's about $200.
Yeah.
Like a Yeti cooler and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Crawfish boil Saturday night to kind of wrap things up.
Gumbo or anything down there?
They're doing a duck. They're calling it the Duck Blind Cook-Off. So it's kind of, you ever watch Chopped on the Food Network?
Yeah.
So they're giving them some ingredients in a basket, and then all you have is like a small.
All you got is what you got.
You're like, all right. Cook something, make a dish out of this, and so they're doing that. I think the first round is Friday morning, and the finals are on Saturday morning. I think both of those come. But look, a lot of stuff's free and open to the public. Just go to the shop. They're going to have food trucks and some vendors, and there's actually a call making contest where they have two teams. And they kind of go head to head, and it's like by invitation. They pick some different people, but. If you're into duck hunting and calling ducks and duck calls, probably worth your time to make your way down to RNT in Stuttgart for that.
Yeah, I wonder if our buddy Forrest Carvajal is going to be down there. He builds those Pond Creek calls. I wonder if he's going to be down there.
I don't know, man. I think a lot of, some of those smaller call makers, craft custom guys from around the state will typically show up to this thing it's sort of a, of course, there's the World Duck Calling Contest, and that's the biggest celebration of duck hunting in Arkansas over in Stuttgart. So this is kind of like maybe an off-season version of that, where it's just kind of a, and there are actually multiple calling contests that are being held, but this is more celebrating the making of the calls than the use of them in a hunting situation.
I think, and again, I've got a couple of duck calls, handmade duck calls that a buddy of mine made years ago, the snaz duck call.
Yeah,
And,
Jerry Pendergast.
Yeah, Jerry builds a heck of a call. He actually, my son and I went to his shop, and my son got to build one with his under his tutelage, and we've still got our snaz duck calls.
Many years ago, I wrote an article in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette about doing that very same thing.
Jerry builds a heck of a call. A great guy.
I think it was called like a business call because he had left Stevens and then decided heck, I'm going to make duck calls.
And he did it. And he loved it.
They're beautiful calls.
Oh
too,
my
man.
gosh, that
Exotic
Cocobolo,
woods, Cocobolo, and
African Blackwood, ebony, all that. But he Bodark. He had some Bodark calls. Yeah. So I mean,
that'd be a great trivia question for next week. What is the other name of the Bodark tree?
Yeah.
You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I think I do. I can't say it, but I'll tell you off air.
You tell me. Okay, you tell me off air.
It's very, very hard wood.
Maybe we'll wait a couple of weeks to throw that one out there.
Yeah.
But if you're a regular listener, saying.
Yeah,
it's a trivia question you might want to brush up on.
It's a trivia question. It's in the can right now, but it could come out anytime.
It could come out of the can at any time.
Anytime. It's like a Jack in the Box. You just crank the handle, pop goes the question. But I really get it makes you feel good that somebody goes out and builds their own rod and reel, or builds their own rod.
Sure, man.
Somebody goes out and decides they're going to craft their own paddle. Somebody decides they're going to make their own duck call.
I mean, everything from tying your own flies, making your own. I saw another one note that I was going to put on maybe a keeper and call next week. There's a guy down in Texas who was he was a big fly tyer and lived up in like the Northwest, and he moved to Texas. And he's like, I'm not fly fishing so much anymore. He got into bass fishing. So he started using a 3D printer to make lures, and he made like one that's a string of ducklings. It's one lure, but it's a string of ducklings.
Oh man, I bet that's awesome.
Yeah, no, right? I mean, there's other companies that made duckling topwater plugs.
No doubt.
Before. Well, it's been fun. It's been real, and it's been real fun. But we gotta say so long until next week.
Yep.
It's good to be back in the studio with you, Mark. Cammie, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
We're glad you're here, Cam.
We're wrapping things up. We'll talk to you next week on Tuesday night. For Damon Poole and Mark Hedrick, I'm Trey Reid. See you next time on The Wild Side.
See you later.
When the man comes around.
The last bastion of quality programming.
Why would you listen to any other radio station than 103.7 The Buzz? KABZ